Hey guys, welcome to Rock Nerds. Today is clean out day. We're running a trial. We're running a Harbor Freight Tumbler. Just going to be running it non-stop in stage one. So Sunday is clean out day. We're going to pop everything open, see how the rocks are doing. We got one barrel that's full of Puddingstones and another barrel's just full of Michigan rocks. Anything that's done will go into the finished stage one finish rocks, and anything that needs to go longer will go longer, and we'll fill back up with new rocks. So before we get started, if you could do me a favor and hit the like button for the video, it'd be greatly appreciated. It would help us out a lot to grow the channel. If you like rock polishing videos, anything to do with rocks, rock hunting, DIY, we're going to start building up some lapidary equipment, doing cheap builds, expensive builds, just trying different things. If you think you like videos like that, hit the subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, let's get started. We'll crack these open and see what we got. So you take the nut off to begin. Take the washer off. Then I like to use the washer just to loosen up the cap. Then once you get it to this point, I like to just give it a little squeeze that breaks the seal, and then the lid comes right off. And we'll just open up the other one while we're at it. Couple little squeezes to break the seal, and it pops right off. Now I'll take these over, put them in the strainer, and rinse them off. Get these cleaned out. We'll grab the first one, just dump it in. Then we'll grab our spray nozzle and give them a little rinse of water. And there's the first barrel. We'll get them good and rinsed thoroughly. And then what I like to do to keep them separated is grab one of these totes, and they'll go all into that tote, and we'll sort through them when we're done. Alright, we'll go to the second barrel. The second barrel is all Puddingstones. They've only been in there a week. We started them last Sunday. Oh, some nice color popping. And again, there's your, we'll sort through these after we dump them into the tub. So what I like to use, obviously, are these black totes, one for each barrel. And then we're just going to go through and inspect the rocks, see which ones are ready to go on to stage two and which ones are ready to go on and run another week in stage one. So we'll go through some of these rocks, and these are all out of a gravel pit, so they're really jagged. So you can see that one's gorgeous, but it definitely needs more time in stage one. So we'll just put the ones that need more time right back into the barrel. And that one is actually feeling really nice. I did have one or two rocks that were in the old barrel, so this is probably one of them. So we are gonna put that aside to inspect closer. You can see the little pitting in right there. And we want to try to get these things perfectly smooth. So anything that's not exactly 100% perfect, we're going to let them run for another week. That's got some big cuts. That's going to take a lot of time of polishing, but hopefully we still retain all that nice jasper. Those are just nice pieces. And you have to make the decision on your own whether you want to send it on or you're happy enough with it I think we're gonna let this one go another week. Yep, that's got a little undercutting between the chunks of jasper there, so we're gonna send most of these through for at least 1 to 2 more weeks. They're gonna stand there until we're 100% happy with them. That one there's looking like it's really close. I am thinking we will set that one aside and look at it a little closer underneath some magnification. That one's got a lot of pitting, so that'll go back in. It's got some pits in it. And these will all just go right back in for... That one's got a big chunk of jasper in it. I like that rock a lot. We're gonna send that in for another week and see what it looks like next week. I don't know if we'll be able to get that pitting in the jasper out of there or not. I definitely want to, but I also don't want to wear the rock down to nothing. So we'll give it another week. We'll see what it looks like next week. And this one's got a little bit that's, and then this one here only has one piece, but it's that band of jasper that's really nice, but you can see some dimples right there. So we're going to put these all back in a week. So I'll double check those two. You want to have your barrels about 75% full, 80% full. So if we pull these 2 rocks out, we'll probably add a couple more in there to fill up. But let me check those out under magnification, and then we'll move on to the other barrel. So we did end up throwing both of these back in. You can see the pitting right there and what I think is the chert part of it. So we're going to try to ground these all down a little bit more. I don't know if that's 75% full, but it's really close, so we're not going to add any more rocks to that. I had it overfilled it a little bit last weekend, so we'll just run with that and we'll see what next Sunday brings. Okay, now we'll work on the other barrel. These are all beach rocks found in Lake Michigan or Lake Superior. I think that's a cold water agate. You can see the banding's really popped out. We weren't sure, but it's definitely looking like it. After 1 week of tumbling, you can see them a lot better. But it's still full of a lot of pits and crevices, so we're gonna let that one go another week. This has big chunks there, that's going a week. And some of these might, this one, you can see that crack goes all the way across. It's a really pretty rock, not sure what it is. But that crack goes all the way across there. And there's a big crack on the back. So we're gonna let this run 1 more week. If we can't get it to, at some point we'll probably just end up whacking it with a chisel and a hammer and breaking it there and finishing off this other side that looks really nice. But we'll give it 1 more week and see what it does. That one's, not sure what that one is, but it still has a little, needs a little more in there. This one I'm not sure is ever going to do anything. It's undercutting bad under there, so we might just end up pulling this one out and putting something else in, because that's not going to polish. That one's looking pretty good. And when we're filming here, if I think they're close to being done or I think they're going to be done, you can see a dimple right there. We want perfection, so we're going to go ahead and throw that in for 1 more week. But if I'm not 100% sure, we'll look at them under a magnifier off camera so I can really dig into them, make sure they're what I want. That one needs more. That one's, I think, done. I don't feel any, I'm not sure what it is, but you can see that crack right there, but it's smooth. I'll look at that closer. This here I think's fossil soup. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely got, you can see some what I think are the crinoids in there. But that looks like it's done. It's ready to go into the bucket. When they're ready to go into the bucket, I just throw them in until I save up enough that I want to run them through the vibratory for stages 2, 3, and 4. They say you don't want to let your rocks dry out between stage 1. It doesn't really bother me. Stage 2, 3, and 4, we keep them wet and we run them the rest of the way through. So you can see that rock's got some cutting there. That probably needs another week. That rock is, not sure what it is, but it's looking really nice. I don't feel any imperfections on it. So we are going to set that aside and look at it closer. This one you can see, if I get it wet, you can see that groove right in there. That's the only bad spot. It's a big enough rock. It's not that deep. We're going to let that go. See if we can't pull it out. And again, some of these I don't know what they are, but they were cool looking. It made us pick them up, so we're polishing them. I'm not sure what that is, but it's feeling like it could be done. We'll take a closer look at that. That one has some undercutting right there, so we're going to go ahead and put that back in. Piece of quartz. Quartz always polishes up nice. Sometimes it fractures, but that one there is actually looking pretty good. That one's got some weird shapes to it. Cool colors. Definitely has some grooves in right there. So we're going to put that in for another week. That one's feeling, and my eyes I can't tell, so I gotta use a magnifier to look, but by feel is what I get them. You can feel anything major, so I always try to feel for it first. And that one feels pretty good, so we'll inspect that one closer. Another little piece of quartz. That one feels pretty good, so that's probably going to move on. This one's got some rough areas in there, so we'll put that in for another week. That one looks pretty nice to look over closer with the magnifier. That one looks like we can look over it. And you can feel and see the roughness on that right there. So that's going to go in another week, but that's a pretty neat rock. Like I said, I don't know what most of these come out of Lake Superior. We just picked them up because we thought they looked cool and we'd polish them. So we'll put that in for a week. And you can see that one's only maybe halfway full. So we'll go through these rocks, we'll put the ones in, and we'll add new ones to it and just keep stage 1 going. So after taking a look, these rocks are done. So we'll take those, we'll put them in with the rest of our stage 1 finished rocks. And we're getting a nice little batch in there, unakite, all different kinds of stuff in there. And once we get enough that I want to run them through stages 2, 3, and 4, we'll put them into the vibratory tumbler. This is one of my favorites. I'm not sure what it is. If you know what it is, just tell me in the comments. I'd love to know, but that thing is absolutely beautiful. So now I'll go find a few more rocks. The Puddingstones I think are good enough. We're close to 3/4 full, so I'm gonna let those run by themselves. But the beach rocks is less than half full, so I need to find another handful of rocks to bring that back up, and then we'll get them back started. Okay, went and grabbed a handful more rocks. These are all fresh beach picks. Not sure what any of them are. That one's got some cool little bumps on it. But we're just going to use those, and we're going to fill up the rest of the beach rock tumbler and get it to 75% full. And that's probably close. I think that'll do it. So next we'll fill these up with water. You want them, I don't know, ½ inch below the tops of the water. And then we'll put in our 80 grit silicone carbide from Kinsley North and seal them up and get them back on the tumbler for another week. Okay, I do most of this outside, so we're just gonna go ahead and fill this up with water till it's about a ½ inch, ¼ inch from the top of the rocks. Just like that. You can, there's rocks sticking out the top, so we'll call that good. Do that to the other one. And bring it up till it's about a ¼ inch below. And we call that good. So once you get the water in, then you're going to add silicone carbide 80 grit, and this is the tablespoon. I keep this only for this grits just so I don't get any cross contaminations when I get to the finishing of the stages 2, 3, and 4. But these are 3-pound barrels, and I like to use 1 tablespoon per pound. So we're going to put 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And those are full. So once they're full, you can put your lids back on, seal them up, and get them back on the tumbler. We'll let them run for another 7 days, and we'll check back in next Sunday. Okay, have them all sealed back up. So now we'll put them on the tumbler. We'll wait another 7 days and we'll check them again. All right, well, here's the Harbor Freight Tumbler. I just have it shoved in the corner of a garage for right now because it's summertime here in Michigan, so it's warm and I don't have to listen to it in the house tumbling. But we'll flip that back on. We'll check back in 7 days. If you liked the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. This will probably be something that we do every Sunday, is we'll just video record our cleanouts on our stage 1. We'll do that every Sunday. So if you want to see these rocks transform into their finished product, subscribe, you'll get alerted, and join us. Thank you for supporting us. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the thumbs up, and comment. What's your favorite type of rock? Let me know. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks.